sir!
Okay, I would like to welcome you guys, dear Dota people and viewers of this stream/VOD, to this game of the defense, where actually the evil geniuses are going to go up against WHA Asian, a German squad, and I'm pretty pumped to see this here because we just witnessed a German team winning against a Swedish team in Übelst, that was their name, Übelst, against 4FC. And it was a great game, and both of them were relatively unknown in the scene just yet. Many players of the German squad are well-known players, but the team itself hasn't been around for all that long just yet. But now they're striking onto the competitive scene with that very nice win against 4FC, the Swedish boys. And I will see another new German team in WHA Asian against, of course, the American squad, Evil Geniuses. And they have some of the best and most seasoned players out there. And yes, I won't be doing this cast all by myself. Again, with me will be Durka, and I would like to welcome you very much to the broadcast. And I will switch the viewers into the game as you say hello.
Yeah, hello.
Who are you talking to, and who's making you laugh?
Double Rainbow.
That's Double, my girlfriend. What is she doing?
Huh?
What's going on?
We want to swap colours in the chat because I've got a girly purple and she has a manly purple.
Alright, so
Interesting stuff, huh?
interesting stuff indeed. We are ready, and a go coming up from WHA Asian. The EG boys are also ready, so I think we will start ourselves into this game here, and I am completely pumped for this. EG, I think they placed third at DreamHack. Did they? Didn't they? Didn't they? Durka, you are the guy with information. You are the man of info.
What, when, why, how, where? EG, yeah, shared third and fourth with someone.
Okay.
There was no third place share, third place actual match or place. It was third and fourth shared. I can't remember who it was that they shared it with.
Okay. Well, anyways, WHA Asian with a nice Chinese little person there as their clan picture, going up against, again, a pro team in EG, and as many pro people already, or sorry, let me just check this here. Really, as many pro players already said, it is the most important thing in improving yourself as a team in Dota in general is getting good teams to scrim against. And most certainly, even if all these relatively unknown teams will, by just in terms of the chances, will get beaten by those well-seasoned teams, they will just get invaluable experience out of these matchups. And now they should certainly be happy that they are going up against EG, the full squad, Melk, Universe, Demon, Bulba, as well as Fear, going up against HHNP, FATA, Fata.
Okay, we have Hip Hop Not Pop, Fata, Cry Asia, Unicorn, and RMC. I've come across a bunch of these guys over the years I've played. Hip Hop Not Pop used to play on Garena and a couple of leagues there. Fata, well known on Dotalicious. RMC, if I remember correctly, he used to be known as Phil, or Philly, and he played in quite a few Garena leagues as well, and Unicorn, and all play Dota player.
Okay, well then, I guess they are. Fata, also remember that name, just also from like some of those. Actually, is there something wrong with my overlay here? No, there wasn't. Also well known just for. Sorry, what was I just talking about? Oh man.
Fata.
Yes, in those games where they have just many viewers, I saw that name a bunch of times right there, and now they also made their way into the defense tournament, so I guess they do have to have some good skill.
Well, Hip Hop Not Pop was on TTB. He was playing with Calculus and those guys. Fata was playing with one of those German clans, which I couldn't remember the two of them earlier. It was either with Kev or it was with Pass and RMN, but I can't remember which one. He was on one of those German teams where they swap players around. So he has been around the competitive scene for a little while.
Okay, we'll see another Chaos Knight now from your Hip Hop No Pop buddy in the squad WHA Asian. But they should at least decide on one way to properly write their clan tag, because we have some different interpretations of which letter ought to be capitalized. At any rate, they will first pick Chaos Knight, and the bands are Darkseer, Leshrac, Nature's Prophet, as well as Brewmaster, Brood Mother, and Lycan. So again, this Chaos Knight is gonna get through the ban phase. And the last team that picked it up was actually 4FC in the game just before this one, and they didn't fare all too well. They did a good job, the Germans, in keeping him down and not having him spiral out of control in terms of damage output and everything else. And Chen, another powerful hero. Maybe Invoker will get picked up now as well, because I think Bulba will play sick Invoker, but he doesn't want to play him right now as they don't pick him up. Invoker also still in the pool now. They actually pick up Chen as well as Earthshaker. Earthshaker has made his way back into the European scene, I would announce right now. And Respawn's pickups, second and third pick, are Windrunner as well as Ancient Apparition now for WHA's Asian.
I'm confused because Windrunner, Invoker, yeah, Brewmaster's banned out, but the two big heroes there, which are usually picked up almost instantly, being left out for a while. Also, Lesh got banned out. But and there's Tinker for you asking me Bulba on that. He played that the other game when was he standing in? Yeah, he was standing in for Mouse Sports against MTW, and he did pick up a Tinker, so he's been playing that earlier today.
Who was that? Who was standing in?
Bulba.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, if EG take this 100% seriously and bring their A game, WHA's Asian is going to have their work cut out for them. It's going to be a very difficult game for them.
Yes, absolutely. EG, certainly a very strong team, one of the top teams, and Melk is doing the drafting. There was one person, wasn't there? Well, no, actually it was Misery, who back in the day played on EG, but now he switched over to CLG. So this is the usual lineup for EG. With Demon, who's just a very well-known name. So is Fear, so is Melk. Boba and Universe are also very, very old and renowned players, but those three, Demon, Fear, and Melk, are also very well known from way back in the Dota 1 days, at least Melk. And now we're in our way in the second ban phase. It is Shadow Demon, who was also still in the pool. We didn't mention that guy. Enigma in the last game performed very nicely, just picking up that BKB first, because they had another hero going for that mech, and it worked out nicely. Also picked up a Mirana, a hero that has not been picked that often in the past, I don't know, few weeks, but just showing that it is a strong hero. That arrow is a very nice stun, and most importantly, she's able to dish out a lot of DPS if she gets the farm, and her ultimate sets up some strong ganks. That was the sole reason why they were able to take that game, or basically that was the nail in the coffin, that they were able to go into the high ground of the enemy where the tier 3 tower was already down and the racks as well, and then initiate upon them right in front of their faces. They had nothing to go against that because they were just surprised. They had no sentry ward down there. And Enchantress now the last ban out for EG, and Beastmaster last ban out from the Germans on the Radiant side. And we're heading ourselves into the second pick phase, and Crystal Maiden is going to be the fourth pickup for the German squad.
Well, again, we see the CK and AA being picked up together. Obviously, the CK stun able to latch onto that cold feet and allow it to proc. But the Maiden pickup on top of this is interesting me. Will we see a dual lane bot with AA CK, Windrunner solo top, and then a Maiden with another melee carry at middle?
Or perhaps we could have another jungler, perhaps. Clockwork! We haven't seen that one for a long while, and we might have actually Crystal Maiden with CK on the bottom lane and Ancient Apparition middle lane, because Ancient Apparition has been played in the middle lane from way back in the day when Dota 2 was still relatively new. Ancient Apparition mid was a very frequent pickup, but has faded out, and maybe they will bring that one back. But as you said, it will also be a very good combination to put him with CK, but CM can basically support CK as well, so they have some options. Maybe they themselves aren't quite sure how exactly they will do this as of yet, but one thing is for certain, we're seeing some interesting pickups in that EG squad, because they just decided to omit that Invoker. He hasn't been picked up by any side just yet, hasn't been banned, hasn't been picked, and we have Earthshaker as well as Clockwork, two heroes that are seldomly seen in the European scene at least.
I cannot explain the Clockwork pick.
Damn, dude.
The one thing that comes to mind, obviously, is that his rocket's going to give vision for the Tinker rockets. He's going to provide good... See, I would say he's going to be the secondary initiator with the ES Fisher and then Clockwork jumping on top, but I don't know what the game plan is here. We're just going to have to wait and see, but EG hopefully pulling a rabbit out of the hat with his Clockwork, because he has fallen out of favour in Dota 2, never picked up, he just doesn't fit into the game style. Okay, we're not going to see AA solo mid, we're going to see a tri-lane on bottom most likely. Seeing as that Storm pickup most likely puts him in the middle lane.
Sorry.
What is the last pick going to be here from EG?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that as well. I just had myself muted, and I agree. By the looks of it, it will be Storm Spirit in the middle lane, tri-lane bottom, and a Windrunner on the long lane. I think that will also be the assumption of EG, and it might be that we as Asian will use that to their advantage and just lane differently. But by the looks of it, it will be that. Tri-lane bottom, Storm Spirit mid, Windrunner solo long lane. And that Clockwork pickup is something very, very interesting. It appears that EG might go for something big, that dishes out a lot of damage. And Mirana worked out very well for Übel's last game. But I'm not too sure... Oh, of course. Lone Druid hasn't been picked up just yet, and he is just a brilliant pickup for him, because that bear takes out towers really quickly and dishes out some good damage as well, and that is what they need.
I don't think we're going to see a Radiance Bear. I think they've got something up their sleeve here. We may not even see him go into melee form. I've got a feeling he's going to stick to range form, but obviously it's entirely possible they do stick with a Norman, get that Radiance up on him, but I don't know. I think they're going to be trying something here.
Alright, let's be surprised. We has Asian got their little Chinaman here in their base. Nice stuff. Feta gonna be playing Storm Spirit, most likely toward the middle lane. The tri-lane, what we assume is gonna be one, will be consisting of Chaos Knight played by Unicorn, Crystal Main played by RMC, and Ancient Apparition played by... I'll just call him Hip Hop.
Why don't I see the banners and things?
I'm not sure, dude. And
That's not fair.
what's the name of the Windrunner player? Cryasia?
Should we just call him Cry?
Alright, let's call him Cry. Okay, what about EG, man?
Yeah, over on the EG side, Melk obviously on his famous Chen. We've got Universe sitting on the Earthshaker there, Bulba obviously on the Tinker, Fear on that Lone Druid, and I think Demon on that Clockwork, looking to go mid. Picked up a Stout Shield, a lot of regen there.
Just as the pause goes, the Universe gets spotted out in the river. He's actually all by himself. Hip Hop knows about this. He knows about Earthshaker being there. And he has Windrunner there as well. Windrunner just skilled Windrun first. What do you think about this? Windrunner already putting one skill point into Windrun at the minus 35-second mark of the game.
Well, they haven't gone for a 5-man gank into the forest or safeguarding, so he knows that he's not going to be getting into any sort of battles or fights where he needs that. And most likely he's thinking that he's going to be up against some form of heavy lane, so the Windrun is definitely the best option.
Yeah, I agree it would be the best option, but I disagree with the fact that he already skilled it. You never know what's going to happen before the creep spawn. Melk starting some German saying sollen wir gehen, and RMC says wir gehen, and Melk says genau. Basically he asked, should we go? And then RMC said, we go, and Melk said exactly. And now Icke Tix team by Chaos Knight, that's actually not German. Rocket flying out, scouting out who might be in the middle lane. Unlucky though, because Chaos Knight is just sitting at around here. And just judging by the way the heroes are standing right now, it's hard to tell what this lane setup is gonna be. Second Rocket gonna attempt to find something. Hit and a miss again.
So Maiden is going to be acting as a buffer on his bottom lane for a solid Storm, AACK at mid, and then the Windrunner on top.
The Dire Ward, man. Why do we see this ward so often lately? Why? We've been talking about this for a while. Why do they place it here? Why don't they place it here? I don't understand. Do they not want to get themselves into harm's way or something?
I'm not entirely sure.
Immediate sentry ward on the opposite high ground from on the Dire high ground, actually, just to make sure that they don't have any vision of this high ground. It will be Ancient Apparition and Chaos Knight against Demon, soloing the mid with Clockwork. Nice ward here, giving some vision of the bottom rune, and actually Lone Druid doing some nice pulling of the creep camp. Fear Fear plays that lone druid and actually just plays around with the aggro of those creeps. Tries to keep it right next to his tower. One creep decides that he doesn't want to follow the flock, but still a nice move from lone druid now, controlling the creep equilibrium into his favor.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more research into this because, like, in my mind, that ward is not as useful as the one, you know, northwest or west of it, on that higher ground. I mean, it's possible it gives slightly more vision on the lane, but I'm really not sure about that.
And yes, maybe they did play around a little bit with the expected lanes, because we see the tri-lane actually on the bottom lane, with Crystal Maiden more on the pulling duty. Middle lane, yeah, Demon taking a bunch of damage. No, actually he does manage to survive this. They decide not to go all aggressive. 270 HP is what's left on Chaos Lane. He actually tries to salve up now. Is there going to be no rocket? 5-second cooldown, so he will be able to at least heal up 200 HP, and Demon might not even waste his rocket on this. Cooldown's ready now.
Demon getting rather lucky there with the stout shield blocking a lot of the damage being dealt in from the right clicks. I really did assume he'd die there, but getting a lucky block chance here and there definitely does help him out in that mid lane.
This here also, what Windrunner is doing is a very good pull. If you're facing a lane that is too tough for you, that will make it possible for you to have at least a better chance at getting some gold in, some experience in, and also pulling the creep wave into your favor. Bulwer on the top lane, throwing out some rockets. He's also scaling up March of the Machines and rockets. This has been kind of getting into style lately and kind of omitting the laser, and this has to do with mostly stacking of creep camps. I'm not sure if they're going to do this with the Ancient camp just now, because he's laning on the top, but we do see some pulling of stack camps happening. It's actually a triple stack camp here that Universe is pulling with that Earthshaker. Ping goes out, maybe signaling Bulwer that he says, hey man, use some March of the Machines up here, there's some good gold.
Yeah, if he continues to stack that, will he be able to get another stack in here? The creeps are pulled.
Fear challenging the pull on the bottom lane though, eats a Frostbite and a Nova as well. Now Feta is here with that Stone Spirit. He's still quite a ways off from level 6 though, so Fear will be able to get out safely. Mid lane again, Demon still throwing out some rockets, level 4 now, 2 in rocket, 1 in power cogs, 1 in battery assault, and is down to 1 tango. And now on the top lane, actually a power shot flies out, gets him elasted on the Centaur for Cry, and has to back up because the March of the Machines is just a very painful thing to deal with.
Yeah, and Sol Ring now up on Bulbous, that's going to help him spam out those skills even more often. That stack now being taken out. Universe is still level 1 though, almost hitting level 2. So he obviously didn't get the full brunt of the experience there from that stacked up camp, but Windrunner coming into dangerous position here.
Yeah, Universe comes around the back and he does fissure block him. Nicely done. Now Windrunner has to be careful. Shoots her way through. She saves her Windrun though, so very composed play now. Is she going to make it out alive? Yes, she does. Cry makes it out on 260 HP and he has 6 tangos left. So that is why Windrunner is such an adept to long lane solo here, just because of that. Just showing the utility of that hero, man. You get fissure blocked, then frickin' shoot your way out of it. Just cut those trees down and hold on with your Windrun for the right situation and you'll be just fine. Another fissure block though, not long enough to keep him in. Melk in the forest, making his home, picked up some boots already. Is something on the chicken for him? Not for him, but there's a bottle coming up for Demon. He actually farmed that up at 4 minutes, so he has only 9 last hits. The middle lane is not going his favor at all, and that is mainly due to the fact that Chaos Knight has an Ancient Apparition at his side. 2 skills in Chaos, skill points in Chaos Bolt, 2 in Reality Rift, and Ancient Apparition will make sure that whenever that stun goes up from Chaos Knight, the Cold Feet follows.
Yeah, in relative terms, we as Asian are winning all their lanes. The Storm getting free farm at bot, Fear struggling there with 12 for 2, the Maiden sitting as a buffer. Going to take out his Spirit Bear there, it seems. No, take it down to a very low hit points. The Windrunner running around on top, obviously, running circles around this Tinker and ES. Managing to waste their spells and stay alive at the same time. And obviously the AA and CK combo not taking the kill, so a little bit of loss there, but the CK permanently farming with 31 for 8, not allowing Demon to get many last hits, just picking up his bottle as you said.
Tinker Rocket flies, Universe holds his fissure though. Even though Windrunner is down to 358 HP. And Melk is still farming up 500 gold on top of those boots. He still has a smoke, so he's ready to start ganking. Maybe this is exactly what Universe himself and that Centaur are going to do now.
Exactly. Level 5, Chen, very strong. He's going to go look for a gank now. Which direction will they take?
Okay, Fear now on the bottom again. Initiated upon Feta is there, so is Crystal Maiden. He's so slow. Now another slow of the attack, and the Crystal Maiden lasted actually gets the kill. So the gang squad under the smoke might be a little bit late, but there's a low HP Crystal Maiden, so slow without boots. Less than 100 HP. Also having trouble just against those creeps, and we'll see what they're going to do. Here comes Universe. He might look for a lucky fissure, and he hits the fissure! Gets Crystal Maiden down to 13 HP. Man, nice work. But not enough to get the kill. So 1-0 now. We has Asian in their game against EG. Doing very well for themselves. The gold even in their favor, almost at 1000k. 1000 gold. 1000k would be a little bit crazy. Boba has that soul ring as you mentioned earlier, and still Stormspread now picked up some mana boots. So all in all, this is not one-sided at all. At the moment, it's even looking, as you said, in favor of the German squad on the Radiant side.
Yeah, the main problem they're going to have is when this Chen comes out of the forest, but he did, and they didn't really make any use of it. They didn't get any ganks off, and they lost Fear before they had the chance to get onto that lane. So how they use this Tinker will be another question. Already up on his soul ring and 600 gold, looking for his travels, stacking up camps. Has he stacked that correctly? Oh, just misses out there. They get back into the trigger region.
Another TP coming into the top lane. It's actually Chaos Knight. They want to look for a kill on this Tinker. Shackle Shot doesn't latch. The trees are not there, but a 4-second stun on him. This will be more than enough. The power shot also flies through. He gets out a rocket though. Deals off enough damage, or just a little bit of damage before he himself goes down. So 2 kills now in favor of okay, Tinker's dead. I just confused Tinker's little picture with Clockworks. I thought I missed a kill in the middle lane. But yes, 2-0 for We Has Asian now.
Interesting move from Windrunner buying her phase boots from main base instead of buying it from side shop. Maybe she was just a little bit worried about not being able to pick up those items whilst being pressured by this Tinker and ES.
Again, Mana Moon's up on Storm Spirit. Again, taking a page out of the playbook from most likely God from Dara. He's the one that made that popular, at least as far as I know. Grabbing those Mana Boots up, helping that mana pool up early. Bulba doing some nice farming, and then getting the Perseverance and the rest of the items and disassembling once you're ready to complete that Bloodstone up. There's actually a very, very gold or cost-efficient build-up of that item. And as you said, Melk has not been doing all too good with that Chen. Hasn't been able to get any significant advantage on lane and support his teammates.
No. Go look at their ancient spot.
Oh, he's been stacking with that Centaur.
Indeed he has.
Yeah, and that's going their way. What I'm saying though is that him leaving the forest has not gained
he hasn't actually
any
made an impact on the game yet, but it's all going to turn out in time.
Hope so. Shackle on Boba doesn't latch. Fissure and Rocket go in. Most of the machines are going to get used, but yeah, just a few little machines help him out there. On the bottom lane though, Chen uses his ultimate on Fear, and this enables the turnaround onto this Crystal Maiden, 99 HP. 2 bears chasing after. Maybe you should split up, but she tries to use... Good work. Good work. Abusing the Fog of War. They're TPing out in time, making Durka laugh his ass off, and... I
wasn't laughing at the Maiden, I'm sorry, but Clockwork was trying to hook onto the Storm who was TPing out, but the Centaur got in the way.
2 seconds stun now on Universe. Tinker Rocks also fly out. Universe looks to be in a little bit of trouble. Cold Feet also come out. Is it going to be enough damage? Demon is also there. Tries to trap AA in, but gets the Chaos Knight instead and eats a 3-second stun in response. Ultimate from AA even flying out. Oh, it even hits still 187 damage that was. And he must not be happy right now.
Yeah, possibly the CK had stood and got 2 or 3 right clicks on him. The Clockwork would have fallen as well. But it was not to be. And there's going to be more granite golems being stacked possibly here by the Centaur. We've had nothing but signal there goes from the AA, so they know something's over there.
Mel kind of waiting for 53 seconds to see if that's enough. Keep my eyes right peeled on here. It appears that it might not be enough. It's not enough.
No, there's a little bit of hesitation there. He sent it in, but it didn't get aggro as he had expected because it's night time. The Ancients didn't have vision of that Centaur, so he had to move it in closer a second later, which totally messed up that stack.
Poor vision, a known problem in the world of
granite golems.
Granite golems, man. Universe has some boots. Let's go over the items quickly. No, that is the gold graph, but also interesting to look at just below 2k in favor of the relatively, or basically for me, unknown German team, but earning my respect 3-0 against EG, gold lead in their favor. They're doing very, very well in this matchup at the moment. In terms of items, Chaos Knight already bought up those power treads as well as a bracer. Storm Spirit, nothing new just yet. Phase boots up on Windrunner. And yeah, normal boots on Crystal Maiden. I guess that's something to be happy about. So is Ancient Apparition. He's already at level 6 though, so he's a little bit more happy than that Crystal Maiden. Middle lane, is there going to be anything happening as I check? I hope not. Melk is working his way toward a mech. Lone Druid is going to pick up Hood, most likely. Already has some phase boots up on his bear. And Bartle on Clockwork. And just a Soul Ring on Tinker. So he will go toward those BOTs. And he needs 600 gold more, and then he has that completed. And Tinker goes on the top lane. Man, just check those items. Ah. Rocket almost gets the kill on Windrunner. She immediately stops and uses a TP. So still no kill for EG in this game.
They're farming up and they're stacking Ancients. But if the game keeps going this way, the CK is going to get fat, the Storm's going to get fat, and the mid game is going to be totally Radiance.
Dude, look at the Granite Golems. It looks like they're just like
huddling together.
Yeah, and they're talking about secret things, man. Again, just a split second earlier, but it might be just enough. Yes, he pulls them away nicely. This is going to work out. There comes some Thunder Lizards to diversify the connection a little bit. Double damage up on this Chaos Knight. He's going to look for someone, but Tinker wisely moving out of the way. He has to be careful until he gets those BOTs up.
Yeah, and Lone Druid there looking to finish off the Tranquils on his own hero, so he has that little bit of health regen. Got a little time from Max. But Tranquil Boots are a great pickup on the Lone Druid on the hard lane, simply because you can have that HP regen, and it gives you an extra armor, and it gives you natural regen as well as a huge amount of movement speed. I'm not actually sure how much it is, but I know it's greater than Arcane, I know it's greater than Treads.
Drums now being picked up, and Boba actually drops just as I do this. Drums are going to be picked up by Chaos Knight as well, so everything is going their favor right now. They're progressing well with their items, they're getting kills, 5-0 thus far, 12 minutes in, and they should be ready to just start pushing towers right about now. Pull also comes from Universe. It's a single pull, no, it's actually double stack pull, so if they decide to use the momentum on the top lane just to go push, then that might work out very well for them. But they only have a single wave, and they have an Earthshaker there. A ultimate also flies in, gets those creeps really low, so this might very well be a setup for a push. We'll see how fast they can react, or if they decide to that this is actually a good choice. Demon though, rotating now into his own forest, trying to scout out some enemy heroes. To no avail though. Going to move in back toward the middle lane. He needs some farm. He's going to go for a Vanguard most likely. He's sitting at 1k gold at the moment. No items on the chicken as well for him. Nothing in his stash. So he has been having a very hard time in the middle lane, and we has Asian showing that they don't care about clan tags, they care about skill, and they have it. Going up against EG as they initiate on the bottom lane against Fear. Pull from Fata is going to make sure that actually the cold feed is going to proc. Almost gets our range. Chen has used his ultimate to keep on saving, and we'll see if he's going to be able to make this. Make it out alive. Actually, it will be Ancient Apparition initiated upon. He turns the tables around. He throws his ultimate out and gets the kill barely. With 45 HP, he survives this one. Just very, very nice initiation. And nice team fight. Demon is here though. Throws out his rocket. Throws out his hook.
Yeah, a bit of misplay there from Fear. Going in, going out, not deciding whether he should go. The rocket lands and he decides to start fighting again. He should have focused down that storm and then left the AA to be attacked by the creep wave, which is coming. But really nice turnaround there by Hip Hop Not Pop, landing the ulti on Fear and taking down that Lone Druid. And then obviously Demon coming in and trolling around with his clock.
EG showing their experience though, using the opportunity to take down the first tower of the game. The tier 1 top took a fall for the Radiant side. They took a long time in taking out that Lone Druid because he is a very tanky hero. And now the tier 1 at the bottom lane might get pressured toughly. Stormspear actually gets a kill on Chen! And almost no mana left him, so he must have done a very long range jump, disable, nuke, and there drops that Chen. He had to use his ultimate to save his buddy in the bottom lane to no avail and didn't have it to save himself just now. So 7-0 in the defense, where actually almost everybody must have placed their cheese on EG on the Join Dota bet. And Fear again has a debuff on him and has a Chaos Knight chopping away at him. He's going to drop most certainly. Here's Bulba though. Throws out his rockets. Not enough to kill either one of these heroes. He also picked up his BOTs, but now low on mana. And these heroes might back out. Chaos Knight might stay around a little bit, but Ancient Apparition decides it is time for him to go back and heal up. Windrunner going for that mech as well. She needs 300 gold and she'll have that completed too. Everything right now going in the favor of the German squad. The only hero with no kills is Demon on that clockwork, but also no hero has any kills on the dire side. Aggressive ward also just south of where the tier 1 top used to stand for the Radiant side. Also giving some vision with this ward here of the high ground in the middle lane, and another ward here giving vision of the bottom rune, that haste rune right there, and this backstabbing area for the bottom lane. But there's no one making use of it and farming. Actually, they decided to go for this ancient stack. Bulba here throwing out the march of the machines. Everyone, almost everyone, 3/5 of the EG side decide they want a piece of this cake, and they farm off this ancient camp. We'll see who gets the last hit on this one here. It is Bulba, gets 119 gold for himself.
About 2 minutes ago I was going to comment on the level difference and how Maiden was sitting on level 5 and needed to get some levels up, tank up a little bit, and it's great what they're doing, letting her solo mid. The clock really not a great threat to her, so she's just picking up some levels, trying to get some last hits, whatever she can, and control this lane.
Now Demon picked himself up that haste rune. We'll see if he's going to be able to make some use of this. There was a Radiant ward spotting that one out though, so actually Crystal Maiden ought to be a little bit more careful, because Bulba also TP's in here. There you go, that combination you were talking about of giving him vision for that rocket. Long range fissure hits, and Crystal Maiden just too I don't know, man, what you would call it. But here comes a team fight. 2 seconds down on Merc, and also Fata jumps in. Merc uses ultimate right away because he needs to save his mates. Bulba gets sent back, throws out a laser last second. Demon going up head to head against Chaos Knight. Who will win this battle? Even the stun used from Demon defensively gets reality rifted right back. Here comes Tinker. Throws out the rockets. Oh, Storm Spirit has to be careful. Very good shackle on Melk. Storm Spirit jumps up the high ground to get himself into safety. And that is the end of that team fight. Melk gets frozen, but again, we has Asians coming out on top. Actually, it wasn't even exchange, but EG just getting 1 kill in that team fight and still lagging behind in terms of EXP and gold.
And that 1 kill was on Maiden, which is not a huge surprise, seeing as she's, 2 or 3 levels underneath them and sitting with a bracer and boots.
Bloodstone done on Storm Spirit now, and Bulba will now get to work. And this BOT Bulba on EG side is going to test the waters of skill that we as Asian have. Team cohesion, team coordination, because a well-seasoned team like EG is not going to give a crap about having such a bad early game. They know that they have the ability to get themselves back into this game, especially with heroes such as Tinker and Lone Druid and a Chen. So they're most certainly not out of this game just yet, and Bulba will spiral out of control if we as Asian don't do something significantly soon.
Well, like I was saying at the start of the game, if EG brought their A game and fully concentrated on this, it would be a very difficult game for we as Asian. But we as Asian showing that they've got a lot of skill and a lot of strength to show. But I do have to say that EG are definitely not playing the A game, and I don't think they're playing their B game here. I mean, the clockwork pick in itself, oh, Shackle there.
Shackle on Bulba, jumping from Storm Spirit, ultimate from A, hits as well. Here comes the Kofi. Bulba's most definitely going to drop, and yes, maybe, I don't know, maybe EG just don't really care too much about bringing their A game against a team like this, but we as Asian punishing them for not doing so. And punishing them hard. Now the tier 1 tower might get pressure a little bit, the creep drops though, they have nothing here. They should worry more about the lower HP towers, such as the one on the bottom lane. Chaos Knight is there, but he doesn't have any support. Maybe they want to split push this a little bit, just to make sure they get at least 1 tower. 2 EG heroes are here. Now the glyph is also used. We have Chen moving in toward the bottom, but Chaos Knight will most likely get that last hit. Melk gets a deny on it as well. Nicely done, man. So less gold for we has Asians, but 1 tower drops. The tier 1 mid is going to follow, and it doesn't look like there will be any deny attempt. EG losing 2 towers now to the German squad.
Yeah, EG here a little bit on the back foot. I mean, they did stack those ancients, and they're going to continue stacking again now. Melk with his satyr there. That's going to be mistimed again, though, I feel. Yeah, that's not going to stack. Oh, it does? Just.
Invisibility rune now on top of that smoke. And I think they want to use it. Will they take it? Yeah. They take the risk of giving away that they might be there if they have some very, very cautious eyes. But EG, as you said, not really bringing their A game. So the bear not displaying the smoke, but still, Woodrunner goes to attack. But 2 heroes still smoke. This might give Fear a little false sense of security, but still he hangs back. And now Tinker coming in. He will most certainly get initiated upon if they don't move. the bear moved back a little bit in time. And we as Asian didn't react. But they do want that tier 1 tower, and it looks like EG do want to defend that tier 1 tower top. Again, guys, thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate it for the defense games. For you guys listening in through the game, I want to thank you for supporting Valve and their awesome project that is Dota 2. They well deserve the money that you paid, and I guess that you also get to not miss kills like I do sometimes. And I want to apologize that you are not able to hear my co-commentator Durka talk. You will most likely think that I'm some sort of schizophrenic person talking to myself. I will try to get this worked out as soon as I can, but again, just thanks to you guys for watching in-game and supporting the developers, and thanks to all you guys tuning into the stream to watch me because Toby's not there at the moment, and supporting some newer casters as well in that way. Mech up on Windrunner now. Melk is trying to get to finish one of those himself. He needs a little bit more gold, or is that the recipe flying out? That indeed is the recipe, along with a Smoke of Deceit, so now EG might want to gang themselves back into this game. But we as Asian, at the moment, still relatively defensively standing on their side of the map. Courier also flying out. Just a set of wards. They're all... Sorry?
The trouble is we as Asian don't have heroes which are easily gangable. When you have the Storm Spirit who can jump away, the main disable here is going to come from Demon with his cogs, really, after an ES Fisher. The Maiden, sure, that's going to be the main target, but Windrunner can Windrun away. CK can obviously blink onto enemy creeps to try and get away, or blink onto enemy heroes, try and 4-second disable them. But not a very easily gankable side, especially when they're gathering up as 3 or 4 heroes, and they're already out-leveling them.
2 heroes get spotted out. The Storm Spirit jumps in a little bit too short. He decides to turn around, tank 2 or 3 or 4 tower hits. They decide that most likely, by the looks of it, they will just go and push or go for Roshan. EG sending Fear top, farming up. How far away is he from that? He has 2.7k gold, so maybe they decided a switch up in item choices for him, because it looked initially like he was going to go for that pipe. Chaos Knight in the meantime completed up that armlet, so that will give him some nice strength boost when he needs it, basically on demand. Speaking of on-demand stuff, you will also be able to see this video on demand here on my YouTube channel, and the previous ones that Durka casted actually with Toby together earlier today, as well as the joindota Masters finals of Orange against Absolute Legends, also to be watched on joindota in the VOD section. I don't even know why I'm promoting joindota, because they have many people tuning in, and I have a few hundred now.
Viewers of viewers.
Yes, and that is because Toby has screamed out his voice. I worry about him, man. His voice is sounding really bad, so I'm glad that he actually took a break. Okay, what's happening in the game at the moment? Clockwork, man, he has barely anything. He just has that point booster and didn't go for any more damage block or tankiness beyond that stout shield. So usually we see like a Vanguard, something like that. So a Clockwork is able to survive a little longer once he gets up close and personal with that hook shot. And now we has Asian cheekily stealing away that leftover stack on the dire side, and it is about Roshan time. It's 24 minutes into the game now. The skill score is 10-1 in favor of we as Asian, and I think EG still are quite confident in their ability to win this game, but they are at a big disadvantage at the moment. And to be exact, it is 3k in favor of the Radiant, and experience is almost 5k in favor of the Radiant. And in terms of items, it is Tinker who now completed a 4-staff on top of those BOTs, and only Melk with a mech. Sure, Clockwork picked up mana boots and a point booster, but all in all, the Radiant side is looking a little bit more farmed. Bloodstone on Storm Spirit now picked up a Mystic Staff. He's going to go for a Sheepstick now, most likely to be able to take one person out of the fight for a few seconds. And Fear is doing a very intelligent thing. He's just standing right here, out of the vision of the enemy, and just farming up with his bear.
Yeah, you're saying EG can still claw their way back into this, and the thing is, we as Asian has been...
Ping's going out. Fata now jumping. Oh man, he jumped one more time. He probably didn't have vision of that TPing lone druid. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, I just caught that as well. Something was happening as soon as I was trying to talk. But EG haven't really been fighting as 5 until now. They gather up as 5 at mid, and they're going to pressure this mid.
Glyph pop, support TP coming in. Here's the March of the Machines. Summon units as well, being sent up from our big AA ultimate. Here's Fata on that Storm Spirit. In the middle of the game, gets stunned a little bit from the fissure, has to TP himself out or blink himself out of that little cog. Ultimate from Urshak also drops down. Ultimate from Melk to follow shortly after. Chaos Knight on the retreat. EG showcasing their very, very seasoned teamfight coordination. No hero goes down, but a tier 1 tower drops. So EG, a successful push. And I heard a hook shot. Actually on Hip Hop no stop on that Ancient Apparition, he will drop. And down he goes.
I was going to say no hero died throughout that entire skirmish there, but Hip Hop Not Pop on his AA getting caught a little bit out of position there, and Demon finding him with that hook shot at last, landing one.
Fear will make his way up towards the top lane here to get himself some of that farm. Doesn't want to let that go to waste just yet. The relic's up on his bear, so we will see that Radiance. Maybe that wasn't planned initially though. Maybe they just realized that, okay, let's stop the funny stuff, because these guys are good.
Yeah, definitely. They've realised now that they're not up against some scrubs. These guys are very, very skilled players, as you can see. They've all come from many leagues. They've come from Garena, they've come from RGC, they've come from DLG, made their way into Dota 2, and obviously they've been playing with some high-profile teams. Hip Hop Not Pop, as I mentioned earlier. Oh,
big
ES.
jump from Stormo to ES, immediate disable, immediate nuke down. Will he be able to drop his fissure? Oh man, he tried to do a fancy shackle shot. It didn't latch, unfortunately for him, but still, Urshaka dropped before he's able to do anything about it. Big jump, big ballsy jump from Storm Spirit, worked out for him, and gets rewarded by a kill as well as a regen rune now.
Yeah, rewarded with that regen rune, absolutely what he needed. Spent all his mana, absolutely burnt out there, finds a regen rune, and he's ready to go again.
Ready to go again, and here Unicorn on that Chaos Knight tanking up the tower a little bit. They want to get that tier 2 tower. Rockets fly out from Tinker. Boba does want to defend this. Where's the support team? Is it going to come in the middle lane again? Melk in a little bit of trouble. Actually, no, he's still on full HP, but the tier 2 on the bottom is pressured, and it's going to go down most definitely. Here we go.
Yeah, and that's 3.4k up on that CK. It'll be interesting to see whether he goes for a more defensive item, say BKB, or whether he'll go for some more offensive items. But I think once he gets his BKB up here against Fisher and Laser, etc., it's going to be very difficult to keep him down in these team fights.
Yeah, I agree. And I was just thinking, I saw the Blink Dagger up on Earthshaker, and now they smoke up as well. So EG now, stop paying the trolling, or whatever you want to call what they just did, and get serious. Smoke up their heroes. Are they going to go for a quick Roshan, or are they going to go into the enemy forest? They spot out an illusion rune. No one picks it up just yet. Merc used the opportunity to just farm, to plant a ward. Now maybe using Boba as bait, but we as Asian, completely on the other side of the map. Pings gold as well. Do they want to smoke themselves now? Yes, Crystal Maiden has a smoke. 3-man smoke.
Oh!
What is it? What's it?
Double smoke. They just wasted a smoke there. Hip Hop Not Pop using one straight after the Maiden used it.
Oh, okay. 100 gold down the drain. 3 heroes smoked. And this might be very bad for the German squad. They seem a little bit hesitant from their movement. Another smoke now from EG. And now the smoke gets revealed off, and Crystal Maiden realizes he's in a world of trouble. Here comes the fissure, here comes the hook shot, here comes the shackle shot. Crystal Maiden, 4 staffs out. Is she going to be safe? Nope. Blink, totem, hit, dead Maiden. And the Radiant side might want to TP out. Here comes Storm with a gigantic jump onto Universe in the back of the play. Gets the kill on him as well. Melk and Demon now between 2 players. Great shackle shot also on 2 heroes. Melk throws his ultimate buyback from Tinker. And here also is that armlet Chaos Knight wrecking havoc. 2 heroes dead for EG, 1 buyback. Dead Crystal Maiden. So at the moment, we as Asian having the advantage right here. Storm jumping after Tinker. Out of mana though. He might have overextended. AA is also here. Boba, is he going to turn around after? Not too sure. Windrunner also gets out safe. And now double kill, I think. No, actually, yes, double kill for Tinker.
Chen's creeps there coming around the corner. I'm not really expecting that stun and Doctoral Trap and the Ursa Clap as well to deal so much damage, but catching that AA and Storm completely off guard. I didn't see how the CK fell earlier on, but I noticed a really, really good shackle shot there from the Windrunner. I thought someone was TPing to defend that now. There was a shackle shot from the Windrunner onto the Tinker that latched onto Fear, and that took Bulba completely out of the fight.
Tower drops, 2 support TPs also coming in. Nice shackle shot holding Fear in place, but Demon, great hook shot, getting the kill on the Crystal Maiden one more time. Fata also here, it's a fissure. Fear on low HP, but his bear does get the kill on that Windrunner, and Fata has to back out because now EG are coming out guns blazing. AA ultimate flies in, nothing to worry about for EG. 14-8 now the kill score is that gold graph. Look at the gold graph, man. It's coming all the way back down. And we got ourselves a game, man.
Yeah, that gold Grump is diving and diving. Who's TPing down here? Tinker TPing back down to bottom lane. We're going to continue pressuring here, or is he just going to farm this forest? Roshan is the call. Lots of pings there.
3.5k is what Chaos Knight's sitting at. I wonder what he's going to go for. Here comes another rocket, just to make sure that they don't get pushed too far while they're wasting their time here. Not wasting their time, but investing their time in the Roshan pit. And there will be no challenge from the Germans. The ping goes out, but they will be too late. Roshan will go to EG, and the Ancient Apparition Ultimate is going to bear witness of their lost ages.
Yeah, CK has been sitting on that amount of gold for quite a while now. 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, sitting about 3,600.
Storm jumps, tries to do something big, but lets his life and fails in that attempt.
Too many heroes there from EG. I don't think he was expecting that many. Possibly thinking that it was Fear and someone else just trying to take that Roshan out quickly while the rest of them farmed the forest. But the entire squad of EG there just waiting, and Storm jumped again was not the smartest move he could have made.
Yeah, he took the chance, and it might have worked out, but in this case it didn't. Melk's like, what the F, guys, is going on here?
But there's 4 wards in the same place. There's one on the high ground watching the rune, then there's another one watching the rune to the right hand side, and then there's 2 of them in the same place in the forest. Melk just, look what I can do, look what I can do.
Yeah, this is good stuff. Alright, Unicorn now at 3.9k gold. Now bought up an entire BKB. There we go, there's your BKB. You called it, man. Good job. Crystal Maiden, 2 bracers, boots of speed. So typical support stuff. Typical Crystal Maiden stuff, rather. Windrunner 4 staff, Voidstone mech. She will most likely also go for that Sheepstick. And actually, Stormster was also working his way toward that Sheepstick, but yeah, he lost a good bunch of gold when he just died there at the Roshan pit. But still, he has the ultimate orb, he has the Mystic Staff, and he has no gold, so he will need that Voidstone.
Demon with Aghanim's now though, 15-second cooldown on his ulti.
Nice.
Just having a little bit of fun there and latching onto Melk's creeps. But he did have a little bit of a fish for the Maiden in the enemy forest, in the Radiant Forest. He let off a hook shot, but the Maiden not having any of it, and I'm not sure if she dodged it on purpose, but she got out of the way nevertheless.
Demon now, he's waiting for a jump in from Storm, immediate disable on Melk. They want to kill him before he goes down. What happened? Oh man, CK. Okay, but still he did drop. 4-second stun also after him. So Melk drops, and now the Centaurs are going to be their next target. The creeps from Chen. They don't want to let them live. And we'll see how this German squad is going to be able to go up against, again, this very experienced team. And many of these players from EG are from the old MYM days, and they're just known for their ability to turn around games that are hopelessly lost by all standards. And then going up against WHA's Asians in this competition is something that they are well capable of still winning. But we'll see how this goes. Some counter warding also done from WHA's Asians here, showing that they understand the game very well. Map control is something very important. EG again, making sure that they have a redundant warding system here in the enemy forest going on, as well as this one right here, which is about to expire. All in all, the gold graph now is in favor of EG actually. So the Tinker firing up constantly, and the team fights that have been turning more even in the past few minutes, just showing themselves, or basically taking effect on the gold difference now.
Well, yeah, while all these team fights are going on, Tinker's TPing in, but then he's also TPing back to farm, and Fear has just been farming.
Sheepstick on Tinker. Smoke from EG. Gank attempted on Storm, but he's wise enough to jump himself up, but gets hookshot by Demon. A very nice work, but yeah, just to show skill basically. Storm Spirit is like, okay man, you got me, but I'll just buy up my scythe anyway. Jumped himself over to Secret Shop, loses no time. He's like, hey man, you jump me, I go shop. Again, the BKB on Chaos Knight is going to be something very, very important in the upcoming team fights, because he deals a lot of damage. He has that level 4 crit. It will do 3 times the damage, threefold 178 damage in those team fights. But here comes Boba, that double march to the machines, looking really, really scary. Big jump in from Storm in a really sneaky manner, but not quite far enough. Here comes a team fight. BKB from Chaos Knight being used, and his ultimate also used, but a big ultimate from Earthshaker causes AA to drop. Feta focusing down Bulba. Is Tinker going to drop? Yes, he does, but he does have that Aegis as well. Both heroes still jumping on. One for two thus far, but the one hero that's dead just revived, and a great hook shot from Demon up onto Windrunner, who falls shortly thereafter. And EG coming back, guns blazing, showing that, boys, well done early game, but we are EG, man.
Precisely. I mean, once it hit 10-0, you saw the change that happened in the EG squad. They started concentrating.
Oh man, EG.
And that's pipe done now for Lone Druid as well.
On top of that, wow, and a Hyperstone. He's just farming like crazy.
Like I said, before this fight started, he's been farming, and I would have continued saying farming until the end of the game, because he has been sitting on that top lane, farming the forest, farming the lane. With that Radiance, picked up that Hyperstone phase boost.
And the top barracks gonna drop now. It looked so easy what EG just did, but it's so hard, just showing what a very, very strong team they are. And props to WHA's Asian. Hookshot to Milk. Just such a useful little gadget he has there in that hookshot. Yeah, WHA's Asian. Respect, guys. Keep at it for sure. I guess this game was some very, very good practice for you. And EG have been... I guess the good part for them is that EG have been forced to actually really play serious, and that is a feat that they accomplished all in itself. They did very well.
Yeah, as soon as it went 10-0, you saw that little light bulb, little switch go off in EG's head saying, shit, we're losing this, we've got to actually start playing. And they did. They started pressuring towers, they started farming properly and efficiently.
Demon gonna get caught up by 3 heroes here, gets chain stunned. The AA Cold Feet is definitely gonna proc, and down he goes. He did throw out a hookshot, did throw out his cogs, but he will drop nonetheless. EG squad not quite there just yet, but here comes Fear, so well farmed, and look at the damage being output, just physical damage, because the BKB is popped from that Chaos Knight actually, but just such a strong teamfight coordination from EG. Might Fear just drop here though? Very nice turnaround from WHA's Asian, taking out the tankiest hero on the map in Fear at the moment, that Lone Druid.
Right there shows the slight inexperience of this team. The Chaos Knight got entangled, but his eyes were all on that Tinker. He wanted that Tinker, but he couldn't right-click him from the range he was at. He could have turned and right-clicked the Syllabear, the Lone Druid, try to get a little bit more damage out on him, maybe kill him a bit quicker. But for a 2 or 3 second period of time, he was sitting there doing nothing.
Did Storm even use his sheep stick? I don't know.
Not sure.
It has because it does have a 35-second cooldown. Yeah, he must have not used it because the teamfight was about by now 30 seconds ago, and that wasn't off cooldown. So yeah, didn't use his sheep stick there. Not quite sure why. The illusions here checking out Roshan. Maybe another indicator for inexperienced teams. Maybe they didn't remember to check Roshan timer.
Entirely possible. With so many things going on in the game, you really do need one person dedicated to just write it down, write it on a piece of paper, or write it in the team chat so you can go back and check on it. But with the stress of the game, obviously, if you forget about it, or if you don't realise it's gone down, or you make a little mistake, get the little timings wrong.
Pipe and mech up on Windrunner for WHA's Asian. Sheepstick, Boots of Travel, and Bloodstone on that Storm Spirit, who's done a ballsy play in that Roshan pit earlier in the game. Melk, though, managed to pick up quite a variety of items himself. Point boosted toward Aga, drums, mech, power treads, BKB almost up on Universe, that Earthshaker on top of that Blink Dagger, and as you said, Demon has that hookshot improved by that axe stick, and he will maybe also go for a Hood of Defiance now, or maybe that cloak just for the additional magic resistance. And Tinker is set, man. Blink Dagger, Force Staff, Sheepstick, and BOTs. He's ready to play some Dota, and Fear has that Pipe of Insight, and this bear must also be quite fed. Let's check out that bear actually. It has Hyperstone, Phase Boots, and Radiance, and Fear sitting on 400 gold. He looks to complete up that Kuiras really quickly. And don't forget, guys, the Radiant side is at an inherent disadvantage at the moment because EG took down the top racks like nothing. Even Chaos Knight using a stun there on the creeps to push them back a little bit further. His BKB has been used twice thus far, so he has 8 seconds of magic immunity now. And his support in that Ancient Apparition is relatively poor on items, but he does have 2k gold, maybe saving up for buyback. And yeah, Windrunner by current standards not able to buy back.
And Melk here with his Chen drums, Mech looking towards that axe stick as well. Got his full zoo of creeps, that movement speed creep obviously going to give them a nice little advantage there in chasing down heroes, which is what they want to do.
12% movement increase by this gold chain wearing, pimping little rat. and then attack speed bonus through the swiftness aura. So EG looking good, and Boba just TPing around like crazy.
Yeah, as long as they keep that top lane pressured and have to force this Radiant side to commit someone to it. I mean, Maiden is having a tough old time, having to use all of their skills just to push back this wave. But if they keep having to contend with this top lane pushing, then they've got obviously mid and bot lane to play with.
Yes, we as Asian showing that they, well, it appears like their play has been a little bit more intimidated now that they just lost their top racks like nothing. And that is one of the things that is difficult to do in Dota. Once you have your momentum, you need to improve upon that. And even if you have to taste defeat a couple times in team fights or anything, this shouldn't really stop you in continuing to try strats. Not to say that you should do stupid overextensions, but still move around the map properly if you want to get something done, because if they just stick around like this, EG is going to continue farming up. They have many years of experience of this game, and they will make the most of the free time farming, while they have to worry about their base being pushed in. So it is basically on the shoulders of the Radiant squad right now to make something happen, and this might be one of the points that they might want to improve upon in the future. But as we said, in the early game, they beat EG in the early game, clearly, and forced EG to play serious, and that is a very nice accomplishment for these guys in the defense. And yeah, now EG pulling out the big guns, pulling out some serious play, and now they want to go for the second Roshan.
Yeah, now they see that 3 of the Radiant side are all bot. They're going to gather up around this Roshan and send a couple of heroes in. They'll keep, yeah, the ES sitting there with his blink dagger, just waiting for the correct movement, waiting for these enemies to come into range, but the march of the machine's going to give them no chance at all. They just can't walk in there. They're going to take a lot of damage.
Jump from Storm. Oh, but a quick reaction from Boba. Blinks himself out in time. Very nicely done. Initiation from Demon with that hook shot, and gets pulled in immediately by Chaos Knight, who used that BKB to start attacking away. No heroes dead just yet. EG moving back. They took themselves that Roshan. Not too sure right now who picked up that Aegis, but still, here's a big Echo Slam onto 2 heroes here of the WHA's Asian side. Hookshot also flying out, not sure if that hit at all, but 1-for-1 exchange just for A. Ultimate flying in as well. Chaos Knight looks to be a little bit of trouble, losing HP rapidly. Is he going to drop now? Yes, he does go down, and that will mark the end of the team fight for WHA's Asian, and EG is not going to stop at this point, man. They want to continue doing this. Resummons the bear, Fear does.
Back into the Roche pit.
Roshan didn't drop, okay. In the heat of the moment, I forgot about that. Roshan did not drop, guys. Sorry about that. They will most likely continue. Windrunner gets caught out, eats so many nukes now, gets force-staffed up, but gets hookshot immediately in return by Demon, who's just been waiting for his chance to do this. And Ancient Operation also draws. Windrunner buys back. I'm not sure if they can challenge Roshan this time.
You blink, you miss it. Demon, hookshot, and Bulba blink on top of the hero at exactly the same time. I mean, there was no chance for that enemy to escape.
And the goal graph tells the tale of the game.
It really does. And that lone druid now is almost unkillable.
To give some exposure as well to the sponsorships of EG. Don't want to make it go to waste that they are placing their sponsors nicely into the game itself. Nice work, Valve, making that possible. Very nice courier as well, guys. You can also buy a complete courier pack I saw today as a discount price. That was kind of cool. Yeah, Storm Spirit again. Tries to get some farm down on the top lane, but all in all, it just got infinitely harder for WHA's Asian to do anything in this game because they just lost Roshan and they lost the Aegis to the other team. Now they're maybe just waiting for, maybe it's just EG's decision now when they will force the fight, force the defense out of the German squad. And now even a blade mail up on Clockwork, a typical Clockwork item, that blade mail. Just so handy because you are automatically the priority target once you hookshot into the enemy side. Pop up that blade mail and they will be like, damn it, what do we do now? And in that time your teammates come in and wreak havoc. Drums up on Crystal Maiden. The gold difference is now well beyond 7.5k in favor of EG.
They're going to have to let this tier 2 fall, in my opinion. If EG push it, then they can't really defend it.
I agree.
Demon will be sitting up on this high ground. No? Where's he heading off to? Oh, we'll go sit up on this high ground, wait for a Maiden or someone, a couple of heroes to group up, let off my hook shot, and then allow that Earthshaker to blink on top with his Echo Slam.
EG is just waiting for Boba actually to TP in him, I think, and I agree. They do need all the advantages they can get out of their defense, and that would have to be the high ground in the tier 3. Don't worry about the tier 2 mid, because this is the game deciding phase of the game, and EG for some reason not finishing now. At least not attempting to finish. They back out.
A little bit worried about the strength of this Chaos Knight, holding a DD in his bottle there. I don't know if